decrease straight across the board, because 6 to 8 inches, you're not, I mean, am I wrong? You're not going to be able to use anything then. So did you analyze, when there's that many cows that leave the county, what that will do to the county? Did you analyze that at all in the economical analysis?
There was an economic analysis done on the two alternatives that took that into account.
That they did take that into account.
What's the analysis?
What's the impact? I don't know. Again, they made estimates, and I don't know if it's 10%, but maybe they said 30%. I don't know the specifics.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I don't know what the specific was, whether it was this is going to be a 10% reduction, or 30%, or 50%. I don't know what they chose, but I know they looked at the potential impacts of implementing the alternatives, all the alternative, right, on the local economies. We re-ran the models for Grant and Harney County in particular when we were at the senior center talking about some issues with the Forest Land Division. I specifically asked our economic person to do that because I didn't think he accurately captured the positive input of the forest lands to the economy of the counties. So they redid that.
Well, and I think if you take the grazing away, you're making going from at risk to improperly impaired function when you have a huge fire like, say, you had in Canyon Creek. Because I'm in Riley, and when that fire was burning, it looked like a nuclear bomb had went off. Well, I can't even imagine, but, I mean, do you see what I'm saying? When does common sense start to play a role?
So that's why I think it's really critical that the folks from the Canyon Creek District, the folks that are here, work with you all here to make the final decisions on this. That's why this was a standard at one time, okay? This was a standard that people wanted to implement, and it was, as soon as the decision is signed, next year, you got to have this right now. So it went from that to a guideline. Now you have 5 years to phase it in and work with us to try to evaluate the fix this. So it's really come a long way. That's where some of that common sense is.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm going to clarify the question and comment. Is the 6 to 8 inches that specific to riparian, or is there a different guideline or whatever you're calling it?
It's 6 to 8 inch stubble height along riparian. 30 to 35% of the utilization.
Green line. 6 to 8 on the green line.
6 to 8% something. That's so really, water has an influence between the water and the grass.
Is this question and answer, or are you done?
I think that's good enough. So this is the important part. The question and answer is the important part of this, right?
Well, I have a couple questions. I want you to have a chance to get done, if you were done. Steve, in a nutshell, can you tell me what you just read through there that is different than what I've already been operating under for the last 13, 14 years since I've been under litigation? What's different?
No.
That's what I
So
thought.
those of you that have listed fish species on your allotments, Central Mount here, Blue Bucket, the allotments that have it, it's pretty much the same. The biggest change, and then I brought up, and that's why I came down with County Fisheries, the biggest change to this guideline are those of you in this room that were under the in-fish guidelines that don't have listed fish. Because right now, how many of you have stubble height in your AOIs on your allotments? Raise your hand. Just give me how many? Really, raise them high so I can see, just get a feel for it. So about 50% of you, right? You're all under in-fish. You all should have it right now. So you all should have a 4-inch stubble height right now. So there's some miscommunication of how that should have been implemented, right? So we'll take responsibility for that. Okay? And we want to work with you all to help resolve that and move forward so that this GM implementation is going to make a huge impact. And get other people help. Because they need help. It helps us.
Take that one step farther. I mean, if we hire retired government people or range consulting firms, will that information be able to be used?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm hopeful that since it is going to impact the grazing community here, right? We're a community, even though ranchers are pretty individualistic. I'm hopeful that the county or Ed Research or somebody can help frame something up that will help the group as a whole, so there's a consistent process, so we can all kind of approach it the same. Because if everybody hires their own consultant, and we have 37 different types and kinds of monitoring studies and information that goes to us, that's really hard for us to assimilate all that. But if there's some consistent method that's proven and used that we can all evaluate consistently, that's really helpful. I think it'll be really credible if you do that. Just like you can cuss and discuss the sage grouse stuff all the time, but this community had no small influence at all on how that outcome of that happened. Because of your ability to get together and figure out, we're going to do this in this way. That's why it was listed. Right? So I'm hopeful, instead of having to have a big hammer at the end of 5 years and say, well, I guess, we had that meeting and the 4 supervisors told you should have done that. Right? Let's take that seriously and let's move forward and try to implement it together.